to the southern parts of the country, and they brought and developed iron working skills and new ideas of social and political organization. From the 13th to the 19th century, the Bunyoro Katara Kingdom was one of the most powerful kingdoms in Central and East Africa. In the 1840s, Muslim traders from the Indian Ocean coast exchanged firearms, cloth, and beads for the ivory and slaves of Uganda. In the 1860s, British explorers searching for the source of the Nile River first arrived in the area. In 1888, the UK placed the area under the charter of the British East Africa Company. In 1902, the eastern province of Uganda transferred to Kenya. In 1904, commercial cultivation of cotton began. In 1971, Milton Obote was toppled in a coup led by Army Chief Idi Amin. In 1972, Amin ordered Asians who were not Uganda citizens to leave the country. In 1976, Idi Amin declared himself president for life and claimed parts of Kenya. In 1978, Uganda invaded Tanzania with a view to annex the Kagera region. In 1986, the National Resistance Army installed Yoweri Museveni as president. In 2001, the East African Community helped lay the groundwork for the common East African passport, flag, economic and monetary integration. The members included Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya. Uganda had also classified Rwanda as a hostile nation. Museveni became president again. In December 2005, the International Court in The Hague ruled that Uganda must compensate the DR Congo for rights abuses and the plundering of resources in the 5 years leading to 2003. In 2009, the UK oil explorer Heritage Oil made a major oil find in Uganda. Also, Parliament voted to ban female circumcision. In 2010, the Heritage Oil Company sold its assets in Uganda to the UK firm Tullow Oil. Also, a UN report implicated Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, Zimbabwe, and Angola of crimes of genocide in the killing of Hutus in the DR Congo between 1993 and 2003. In 2013, Uganda was grouped among the worst offenders in the illegal ivory trade. Also, Parliament passed an anti-gay bill that increased the punishment for homosexual acts to include life imprisonment. In 2016, President Museveni is re-elected. In 2020, swarms of locusts were seen in Uganda and Tanzania. Also, Power China International Group Limited applied for a permit to build a dam and power plant in Uganda. In 2022, Uganda saw an outbreak of Ebola. The following countries are considered allies, trade partners, and diplomatic relations. They include various Asian countries, various Middle Eastern countries, countries in Europe, as well as the United States. For anyone interested in flying to Uganda, the listed cities in the United States and Canada and their prices are in front of on this slide. All prices are in USD. Once you are in Uganda, you may find that you would like to fly to another country in Africa. Again, various cities are listed with the prices, and all prices are for round-trip tickets in USD.
Uganda. The Ugandan flag has 6 horizontal stripes of black, yellow, and red, with a central white disc featuring a crescent crane bird. The bird stands for the Ugandan people, the black stands for Ugandan people, the yellow for sunshine, and red for brotherhood. The gray crowned crane, also known as the crescent crane, is Uganda's national anthem and has been for over 100 years. Uganda is known as the Pearl of Africa. In 1907, Winston Churchill visited Uganda and was blown away. In his book, My African Journey, written in 1908, Churchill writes, "For magnificence, for variety of form and color, for profusion of brilliant life, bird, insect, reptile, beast, for vast scale, Uganda is truly the pearl of Africa." The fastest growing city in the world. Kampala, the capital of Uganda, is one of the fastest growing cities worldwide. Uganda has the world's youngest population, with over half of its population under 15 years old. Twins are a big deal in Uganda. Giving birth to twins is considered prestigious. Twins are imagined to be semi-gods or even spirits in human form. Parents of twins receive special treatment and respect from the moment of their birth. This is most likely due to genetic differences between African populations and other populations. A 70-year-old Ugandan woman gave birth to twins in December the 3rd, 2023, after undergoing fertility treatment and becoming one of the world's oldest mothers in the world. The highest concentration of primates and gorillas. Uganda harbors 20 species of primates among its rainforest jungles. Gorillas, chimpanzees, monkeys, and bush babies all call Uganda home, as does one of the world's fastest growing human populations. Gabali Forest alone protects 13 primate species, the highest population density of primate globally. Uganda doesn't sell Rolexes, they eat them. A popular snack in Uganda are Rolexes. Rolexes are not watches, but street-side snacks made from Indian chapatis, cooked with eggs and vegetables and rolled up. Hence, they are called roll eggs or Rolex. A delicacy in Uganda is the grasshoppers. In Uganda, grasshoppers are widely eaten and served as a delicacy, either boiled or deep fried. Do you know that Uganda is the second largest banana producing country in the world? Has over 50 tribes with different cultures, which makes the country the most ethnically diverse country. Is a bird haven with 1,066 bird species recorded. Is home to the world's rarest minerals. The country is gifted with 50 precious deposits, some of which have not yet been mined. Has lions that climb trees, and is one of the countries in the world that have maintained the bark cloth custom, which has been recognized by UNESCO. Ugandan culture. The cuisine. Ugandan dishes reflect the influence of many different cuisines like English, Arab, and Indian. The attire. Uganda wear Western as well as traditional attire. The kanzu, a white or cream-colored robe, is worn by the men. Women adorn themselves with the gozami, which is a dress with exaggerated large shoulders and a sash tied around the waist, or the suka, which is a long cloth that is draped around the waist as well as the shoulders. Sports. Soccer is the most important sport. Cricket, rugby, track and field, and boxing are also popular. Music and performing arts. Due to globalization, Ugandan music has seen a growth in audio production. This led to the adoption of Western music styles like dancehall and hip hop. Ugandan popular music is part of the larger Afro-pop music genre. Uganda has a rich heritage of oral literature, but written literature in the country is relatively recent. The oral literature includes folk tales and legends, war stories, poems, ritualistic chants, historical accounts that are passed down through generations by word of mouth. Ugandan craftsmen produce a variety of handcrafts that are both functional and decorative in values. Being a tourist in Uganda, there are some cultural mistakes that you need to avoid. Timekeeping. Ugandans often have a more flexible approach to time, while visitors may expect strict punctuality. Physical contact. Ugandans tend to have a more hands-on style of interacting, which some visitors may see that as intrusive. Eye contact. Ugandans often avert their eyes when speaking to elders or authorities as a sign of respect. Greetings. Ugandan greetings involve questioning one's well-being in detail, while visitors may see this as intrusive. Gift giving. Ugandans often give gifts to show appreciation, while visitors may see this as transactional. Spaciousness. Ugandans tend to stand close when interacting, when some visitors may find uncomfortable due to different concepts of personal space. And loudness. Uganda is an expressive culture where people converse loudly and animated, which some reserved visitors may see as aggressive or impolite. 12 best places to visit in Uganda are listed below. They range from Kampala, Entebbe, Lake Mburo National Park, and Capeto Valley National Park. Frequently asked questions. You will find below some of the frequently asked questions that travelers usually ask. They range from, do you need vaccinations to travel to Uganda? Can you drink tap water in Uganda? Or when is the best time to travel to Uganda? Other questions include, how do I stay connected? What is the Wi-Fi in Uganda, and how are the road conditions in Uganda? Are excursions expensive in Uganda? Is it possible to tour on a budget? Do you tip? And what should a woman wear while visiting Uganda?
The following are the visa requirements for Uganda, but it's important to remember that there are no visas issued on arrival in Uganda. Requirements include passport fees are $50 for a single entry. Multiple entries cost $100 to over $200, depending on the length of the visa and similar factors. On a single tourist visa, you can stay up to 90 days in Uganda. A valid certificate of good conduct from Interpol issued within the last 6 months is also required. In addition, a medical report of sanity from a certified doctor, a notarized oath of allegiance, download and reattach duly signed, download and complete a Form D, reattach duly signed. Naturalized citizenship. Evidence that the applicant has resided in Uganda for a period for 20 years. That is, a birth certificate, academic documents, graduated tax tickets, baptism cards, land title or land purchase agreements, proof of profession or occupation. Dual citizenship. Dual citizenship is allowed in Uganda. The 1995 Constitution defines dual citizenship under Section 2 as the simultaneous possession of two citizenships, one of which is Ugandan. A person who is not a citizen of Uganda may, on acquiring the citizenship of Uganda, subject to the Constitution and any law enacted by Parliament, can retain the citizenship of another country. Also, under Section 190D of the Act, prohibits persons with dual citizenship to hold certain offices of state, which are listed below. Ugandan currency. The East African Currency Board handled monetary policy for Uganda before 1966. When the Bank of Uganda was established in 1966, financial decisions were transferred to the new central bank, and the nation introduced the country's first official currency. The first issued Ugandan shilling was introduced in 1966. In 1987, the government issued a new shilling which received the currency symbol of UGX. The Ugandan shilling is floating against other currencies, which means it isn't pegged to any other currency. Uganda's currency structure consists of banknotes and coins. The Uganda shilling is the official currency of Uganda. Each banknote depicts symbols of Ugandan heritage, ranging from the Nile River to the Parliament building in Kampala. Every shilling note tells a story. Uganda is the first country in Africa to use the advanced optical security feature known as SPARK, S-P-A-R-K. Knowing these security features will help you identify any counterfeit banknotes too. You want to bring cash in major cities and towns. You can withdraw funds at the largest and most common banks. When using an ATM, Visa is what's preferred. If you bring your credit card, know that this payment option is not widely used unless you use your card in high-end restaurants, major hotels, or safari lodges. You should expect a surcharge added to your bill when using your card. Uganda's currency has changed 7 times in the last 50 years. You can see all current banknotes and coin designs in circulation at the Bank of Uganda website. In addition to the shilling, the euro, Great Britain pound, and the United States dollar are also used throughout Uganda. Their coins were officially divided into cents until 2013, But due to substantial inflation, the shilling now has no subdivision. All of their coins are shillings. And here are examples of Ugandan currency. Ugandan demographics. Uganda's total population as of 2021 is 47 million people. The major ethnic groups are as follows: Bantu, Nilotic, Nilo-Saharan, Nilo-Hamites consists of Nilo-Saharan and Afro-Asiatic, East Central Sudanic, Nilo-Saharan language and Nilo-Hamitic, and Twa Pygmies, Niger-Congo language family. Ugandan religion. 84% of the population identifies as Christian. The following religions are represented in Uganda: Baha'i, Muslim, Hindu, Seventh-day Adventist, Traditional, Baptist, Pentecostal, Anglican, and Catholic. Ugandan government. Uganda is a multi-party republic with one legislative house, the parliament. Its most significant function is to pass laws that will provide good governance in the country. This parliament is based on the Uganda Legislative Council, LEGCO, created by the British Colonial Office in 1920. Its first African members joined in 1945. African membership in LEGCO became 50% in 1954, with direct election in 1958. The LEGCO was replaced by the Parliament of Uganda when Uganda obtained its independence in 1962. The Parliament consists of the Speaker, the government, and the representative side. The official languages of Uganda are English, Swahili, and Luganda. Variability, fertile soils, and 2 rainy seasons over much of the country, leading to multiple crop harvests per year. According to the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization, Uganda's fertile agricultural land has the potential to feed 200 million people. 80% of Uganda's land is arable, but only 35% is being cultivated. In fiscal year 2022-23, agriculture accounted for about 24% of GDP and 35% of export earnings. The UBOS estimates that about 68% of Uganda's working population is employed in agriculture. Ugandan farmers also produce a wide range of products, which include coffee, sugar, livestock, fish, edible oils, cotton, tobacco, plantains, corn, beans, cassava, sweet potatoes, millet, sorghum, and groundnuts. Uganda's tea. Uganda produced at least 80,000 tons of tea in 2022. At least 5% of the total production is consumed in the domestic market. Most of Uganda's tea is exported through the export auction system that takes place in Mombasa, Kenya. The value of the tea exports is $88 $6.36 million, mostly semi-processed. Tea farmers and exporters rarely export directly to the United States, although there is interest to make direct sales. Ugandan exporting restrictions. Due to lack of all-weather feeder roads in rural areas, a complicated and inefficient land tenure system, and limited knowledge of modern production practices, Ugandan producers often find it difficult to meet sanitary and phytosanitary standards required to export goods to Europe and the United States. Ugandan poultry, sugar, and milk products face export restrictions from Kenya. Ugandan Rural Fund. Seed loans and food security. Many families in rural areas lack seeds to efficiently farm their land. The Uganda Rural Fund addresses this issue by purchasing seeds from local farmers and donating them to poor families, widows, and orphans. These seeds enable families to grow enough produce for both food and sale. In return, families give back a portion of their harvest to URF, creating a cycle of giving and sustainability. Farmers' workshops. URF organizes agricultural workshops inviting professionals to train farmers in improved farming practices and market knowledge. These workshops empower local farmers with valuable skills and information. Preparing the land for agriculture in Uganda. Investing in small shareholding villages in Uganda.
Uganda Road Fund. The Uganda Roads Fund is a government agency mandated to finance routine periodic maintenance of public roads in Uganda. Established by an act of parliament in 2008, the agency raises monies through various means independent of general government taxation regimes and disperses those funds to repair maintenance agencies based on agreed work programs. Below is a link to their website and LinkedIn page. There are 5 main ports in Uganda. These are the 5. Regarding the Uganda ports, the East African nation of Uganda is a landlocked region bordered by Kenya, Sudan, Congo, Rwanda, and Tanzania. However, near its southern border lies Lake Victoria, which is counted among the world's largest lakes, spanning the territories of Kenya and Tanzania as well. Uganda also has many small rivers as it lies in the basin of the Nile. It has a rich and diverse topography, but it is far from the sea, hence devoid of seaports. Here's a photo of Port Bell, Port Jinja, the Mahati Fuel Transportation and Storage Facility, Tororo Inland Port, the Bukasa Inland Port, Port of Butiaba. And regarding entry and visa requirements, navigating Uganda's red tape, entry visa requirements like where to get it, passport validity, vaccination, custom and travel restrictions. This screenshot is as of March 7, 2003, is no longer necessary to present proof of vaccination or a negative COVID-19 PCR test. This website link below will provide more detail if needed. Some quick facts. Your passport is valid for 6 months. 1 blank page for entry is required. There is a tourist visa requirement. For vaccinations, you do want yellow fever and polio, especially for children under 5. Current restrictions for entry, exit are none. And to learn more, there's a link to apply for an electronic visa.
Education system. Education system divided into 4 levels: pre-primary, primary, secondary, and tertiary. Universal Primary Education UPE and Universal Secondary Education USE initiatives. The government plays a key role in funding and regulating the education sector. Primary education starts at age 6 and lasts for 7 years. Curriculums include subjects like mathematics, English, science, and social studies. Challenges include high dropout rates and inadequate infrastructure. Secondary education includes ordinary level, O-level, and advanced level, A-level programs. Vocational training programs aim to provide skills for employment. National examinations like UCE and UACE determines progress. Tertiary education includes universities and vocational institutions. Degree programs offered in various fields like medicine, engineering, and business. Focus on research and innovation to drive economic development. Challenges in the education system. Limited funding leading to resource constraints. Disparities in education quality between urban and rural areas. Access to education remains a challenge for marginalized communities. Future of education. Reforms focused on improving quality and access to education. Integration of technology to enhance learning outcomes, collaborations with international partners to strengthen the education sector. Conclusion. Education plays a crucial role in Uganda's development. Investment in education is essential for a prosperous future. Empowering the youth through education is key to the nation's progress. Introduction to the medical system. Uganda faces healthcare challenges like high disease burden and limited access to quality care. Opportunities for improvement through healthcare infrastructure development and policy reforms. Overview. Healthcare systems comprises public and private facilities. Public facilities include hospitals, health centers, and dispensaries. Healthcare financing includes government funding, donor support, and out-of-pocket payments. Primary healthcare in Uganda. Primary healthcare centers, PHS, are the first point of contact for healthcare services. Services provided include basic healthcare, maternal and child health, and immunization. Community health workers play a vital role in delivering care at the grassroots level. Hospitals and specialized care. Referral hospitals like Mugago National Referral Hospital provides specialized care. Specialized services include surgery, obstetrics, and pediatrics. Investment in medical equipment and technology is improving healthcare delivery. Healthcare professionals. Healthcare workforce includes doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and other allied health professionals. Training and education programs aim to enhance skills and knowledge. Challenges include staff shortages, uneven distribution, and retention issues. Health challenges in Uganda. Disease burden include malaria, HIV/AIDS, maternal and child health issues. Access to healthcare services is limited, especially in rural areas. Public health initiatives target disease prevention and health promotion. Healthcare infrastructure. Infrastructure development focuses on expanding healthcare facilities and improving access. Telemedicine and e-health initiatives aim to bridge gaps in healthcare delivery. Rural healthcare delivery strategies include mobile clinics and outreach programs. Healthcare policies and regulations. Healthcare policies in Uganda guide services, delivery, and quality standards. Regulations of healthcare services ensure patient safety and quality care. Quality assurance mechanisms monitor healthcare practices and outcomes. Future of healthcare in Uganda. Healthcare reforms aim to strengthen the healthcare system and improve health outcomes. Partnerships with organizations and international collaborations enhance healthcare services. Innovations in healthcare, technology, and practices drive progress in the sector. Conclusion: healthcare is vital for Ugandans' development and well-being. Continued investment in healthcare infrastructure and workforce is essential. Collaborative efforts can address healthcare challenges and improve health outcomes.
Trade. In 2021, Uganda was the 91st economy in the world in terms of GDP, the 130th in total exports, the 137th in total imports, the 187th economy in terms of GDP per capita, and the 105th most complex economy according to the Economic Complexity Index, ECI. Exports. The top exports of Uganda are gold, coffee, cocoa beans, raw sugar, fish, which are mostly exporting to the UAE, Kenya, Italy, Germany, and Tanzania. Exports 2020 by country. The UAE was first, 44%, Kenya with a share of 11.2%, South Sudan with a share of 8.61%, and the rest of the countries are as follows. Top imports: vaccines, blood, anti-serotoxins, and cultures of microorganisms, packed medicaments, delivery trucks, rice, broadcasting equipment, importing mostly from China, Kenya, India, Tanzania, and the UAE. Top trading partners in 2020. China with a share of 16.3%, India with a share of 11.6%, and Kenya with a share of 9.37%, and the rest are as follows. Economy. The economy of Uganda has a great potential and appears poised for rapid growth and development. Uganda is endowed with significant natural resources, including ample fertile land, regular rainfall, and mineral deposits. The economy is basically agricultural, and it occupies some 4/5 of the working population. Uganda's moderate climate is especially congenial to the production of both livestock and crops. Agriculture. Agricultural products supply a significant portion of Uganda's foreign exchange earnings, with coffee alone, of which Uganda is Africa's second largest producer after Ethiopia, accounting for about 17% of the country's exports in 2017 and earning the country $545 million. Exports of apparel, hides, skins, vanilla, vegetables, fruits, cut flowers, and fish are growing, while cotton, tea, and tobacco continue to be mainstays. Resources. Uganda's reserves include copper, tungsten, cobalt, columbite, tantalite, gold, phosphate, iron ore, and limestone. Gold, cobalt, and columbite tantalite are mined. Gold is an important export, but it is complicated by the fact that gold has been smuggled into Uganda from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Exploration for petroleum, which had long showed geological potential, particularly under Lakes Albert and Edward, proceeded slowly until 2006, when oil was struck. Significant quantities of petroleum were discovered in the Lake Albertine Rift Basin in 2008 and 2009. Power. The majority of the country's power is provided by the Nalubale, formerly Owens Falls, and Kira hydroelectric stations on the Victoria Nile at Jinja, in the southern part of Uganda. Under an agreement signed in the mid-1950s, a portion of the power generated was exported to Kenya. By the early 21st century, however, Uganda faced severe power shortages and was not only unable to honor the agreement, but had to begin importing power from Kenya when it was available. Plans to expand hydroelectric capacity by adding more power plants are under development. Firewood and charcoal still provide a significant amount of power. Manufacturing. Manufacturing contributes only a small portion of the gross domestic product. The major industries are based on processing such as agricultural products as tea, tobacco, sugar, coffee, cotton, grains, dairy products, and edible oils. Also important are beer brewing and the manufacture of cement, fertilizers, matches, metal products, paints, shoes, soaps, steel, textiles, and motor vehicles. Services. With its numerous national parks that contain a wide variety of animals, Uganda is a natural tourist destination. From independence until the early 1970s, tourism was a major part of the economy and ranked third after coffee and cotton in producing foreign exchange. Under President Amin, however, tourism ceased and the national parks were neglected. Since the mid-1980s, tourism has slowly increased and foreign investment in new hotels has also expanded. However, Uganda's tourist industry was affected by political instability in surrounding regions during the 1990s, although it rebounded in the early 21st century. And this chart shows the cost of living in Uganda. And here are the recommended sources and recommended videos.